Hello, everyone. I hope you all had an awesome spring break. Welcome back to your first day of the fourth quarter. I'm so sorry I'm not able to be there with you. My grandpa passed away this past weekend, and we're celebrating his life today on Sunday, and I'll be out for Monday through Wednesday to be with my family and help my grandma with some of the logistics of moving into her new home and whatnot. So I didn't want to leave you guys with boring worksheets and just a ton of things to read where you weren't going to learn anything. So what I decided to do is develop some projects that I thought you would not only learn a lot, but hopefully enjoy doing them. So I'm making this video for all three of my classes because all three of the projects are similar. The difference is the content. I've outlined the content here. So for each of your projects, whether you're in Bio 2, Anatomy and Physiology, or Physics, there is a bit of background on what your project actually is. Bio 2, you guys are going to be studying Animal Kingdom. Anatomy and Physiology and Physics are going to be working with Epcot. But regardless, you're going to be developing a project for an attraction at one of the parks. So if you haven't been to the parks, I provided a little bit of background here, and you can go through and read that on your own. I would highly recommend that you read the background because it's going to give you some insight as to what you're doing and why you're doing it. All right, so for the projects, you'll have Monday through Wednesday to work on your projects, and that will be full, uninterrupted work time. I would highly recommend that you take this work time very seriously. On Thursday, that's when I'll be back. I'll give you some feedback. I'll answer any questions that you have. Of course, if you have questions before then, send me an email, and I'll be happy to get back with you. I'll have access to internet. I'll be checking my email very regularly, just as I always have, so I'll be able to get back with you very quickly. So on Thursday, I'd like you to ask someone in the class for feedback. I'll go through your project with you if you would like. And then on Friday, you'll actually be submitting your proposal. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about in this video was your proposal. So what you are doing, regardless of class, whether you're in Bio 2, Anatomy, Physiology, or Physics, is you are submitting a proposal of what you would do. And a proposal is going to be a written information of your project and a drawing that would incorporate basically what your exhibit would look like. So your goal is to be able to hand a Disney Imagineer your proposal, and they could design the attraction based off of what you've provided. Okay, whether you're in Bio 2, Anatomy, Physiology, or Physics, the required information varies, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on that. I really just want to elaborate on what the proposal is. So you can do your proposal kind of however you want to. It might be simplest if you incorporate the required information in one section. So maybe you open up a Google Doc and kind of do like an outline like I have here. So characteristics of animals. So if you're in Bio 2, you would choose one animal character, then you would include the full taxonomy of it, and then elaborate on some of the other characteristics and apply them to your animal. So there's that reference there. So maybe you could just go through and do like a bulleted list of all of the required information. And then for the second part, you could incorporate your drawing of what your attraction is actually going to be. So in Bio 2, this is going to be like a separate exhibit which has some animals that are found in Disney movies that you could represent. Now, Disney is all about interactivity. So a list of just all of the things that you've told me about is not going to cut it. Think about how this could be interactive. Think about how a fifth grader would want to learn. They have an attention span of about 10 minutes, and a 10-minute video, again, not going to cut it. So how could you engage your audience with this material? So that's kind of the challenging part. So With the second part in your proposal, I would like you to include a drawing or a series of drawings that describes how you would actually put this information to life in a Disney way. Now, like I said, you can do this however you want to. If it would be easier for you just to include all of the required information throughout a series of drawings, you are absolutely welcome to do that. If you don't want to do the outline at all and just put all of the information, so long as all the required information is there, and you want to put it throughout your drawings and how you would do all that, that's perfectly fine. It's up to you. You can also do this by hand, create like a series of pages and draw out on them, or you could use Google Drawings, or you could just use different shapes and boxes and whatnot in a Google Doc. It's completely up to you. But just remember, clarity is a must. You want to be able to hand your proposal to a Disney Imagineer, and they should be able to execute exactly what you've envisioned. So that's the proposal. Of course, this is a science class, so I'm really interested in the content. It's important to me that your content is accurate and that your content can be explained to a fifth grader that would be able to understand what you're trying to teach them. So make sure that for your proposal you've included all of the required information in appropriate detail, and that you clearly describe how you would have your attraction built by a Disney Imagineer. As far as the grading of this, as long as you include all of your information in an accurate way that is simple enough so a child could understand it, you will get full credit for that. If you include the information but it's not explained, in other words, what I'm trying to get you to do here is to synthesize the information. Anyone could sit there and copy definitions out of a textbook. That's not what I'm trying to get you to do. I'm trying to get you to take this information and make it authentic and real to you. So that's why I want you to try to reword the material, put this in your own words. So if you include the required information but you have not explained it clearly, or if you've not simplified it, then you're going to earn 2 points out of 3 for that. If you omit some information, or if it's incomplete or inaccurate, 1 point, or if you've not included, or if you've plagiarized it, you'll earn 0 points. All of the projects are individual, so this is not a group effort. Everyone will be developing their own proposal, and you want to be sure that you do not plagiarize. I'm going to go through and read your documents for clarity and to make sure that you've understood this. This project is essentially replacing, in Bio 2, 2 chapters worth of lecture, in Anatomy and Physiology, 1 chapter worth of lecture, and in Physics, this is an overview of 7 chapters of material that we've discussed this year. So it's really important that you go through the material and that you learn it in a way that's meaningful to you. In Anatomy and Physiology especially, the material is very dense. I gave you a lot of resources. Let me know what questions you have, and I'll be happy to help. If this project is overwhelming to you and you decide to not even attempt it, that's not okay. And I just want you to recognize that. You need to be making faithful efforts throughout these next 3 days because the projects are going to be due on Friday. Not submitting your projects because you didn't want to is not okay, and I'm just wanting to let you know ahead of time that should you take that stance, you will earn 0 credit for it. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I'll be happy to email you back right away. If you're a Bio 2 student, I'm sure that Mrs. Shaw would be happy to help you as well if you need feedback that is instantaneous. So I hope that you enjoy this project. I spent a lot of time thinking about it and developing it. I think you're going to love it. Let me know what questions you have along the way. I miss you all. I can't wait to see you all on Thursday. Take care.